Hello, this is William McAusland, creator of the Mutant Epoch RPG and setting. Today we're going to be taking a look at a video flip-through of the Mutant Epoch hub rules. Now here on the cover we have a ghost mutant woman with blue hair and shooting two bursts of energy through her hands. In the background we have a large freakish mutant with a crab pincer, spear and a battle axe, and near him is a cyborg with a submachine gun in his far hand and a weapon arm assault rifle. In the foreground we put a figure who could be male or female, covered up completely, wielding a chain gun, his or her identity completely covered. We imagine that this is you, the gamer. Alright, let's take a look at the back cover. The Mutant Epoch is about humankind's attempt to reclaim some semblance of civilization, calling upon its best and boldest to uncover the lost knowledge and power of the old ones. The Mutant Epoch post-apocalyptic RPG challenges your in-game persona to survive in an age of rediscovery, high adventure, savage conflict, and freakish mutants and machines. Characters work in small excavation teams, making forays into ruined cities, through junk-strewn wastelands, twisted forests, nightmarish swamps, and across polluted seas. During their expeditions, they may contend with mutant beasts, the environment, as well as raiders, cultists, and robotic forces, only to stake their place in the newly emerging barter forts and factional bastions of humanity. Players can take on the roles of pure stocks, mutants, ghost mutants, cyborgs, bestial humans, and an assortment of synthetic and engineered humans. All you need is this book, dice, paper, and pencils, a few friends, and your imagination. The Mutant Epoch uses the Outland system game mechanic, which employs a full set of polyhedron dice, is easy to learn, logical, fast-paced, and perfectly suited to the hardcore action of post-apocalyptic gameplay. Inside this book you will find all you need to generate characters, challenge them with perils, and then reward them with potent relics. This core book includes 8 character types, 30 casts, 36 skills, over 111 mutations, 68 cybernetic implants, 104 creatures, 9 robots, and 10 androids. Complete encounter tables, hazards, traps, and insanity, typical humans, rules for called shots, parrying, and chases, along with 9 relic vehicles, 44 weapon relics, 14 armor relics, and 70 plus miscellaneous relics, common post-apocalyptic vehicles, and 10 scrap-built vehicles, dozens of helpful tables, character sheet, grid and hex paper, and much more. As an added bonus, buying the TME Hub Rules book automatically grants the owner exclusive membership in the Society of Excavators and allows unlimited access to the resource-rich members-only section of the Mutant Epoch website. Okay, let's do a flip through of the print book. First page, the title page, shows a giant mutant scorpion taking on 2 excavators. In the PDF, this is the location of the book cover. Right here on the publisher's info page is a Society of Excavators membership password, or SOE. And it's blocked out right now, but in your print or PDF copy, look right here and you'll see the code. Just email that with us with your information on where you bought it and your name, and you'll automatically become a Society of Excavators member. We will in turn send you your user ID and password. Now the table of contents is shown here. In the PDF version, this is all linkable, of course. Page 4, we see an introduction to the Mutant Epoch. On page 5 of the introduction, the other post-apocalyptic scenarios are possible. Page 6 covers player objectives, becoming a game master, dice descriptions, and usage. Moving on to part 1, character generation. Character generation in the Mutant Epoch uses a percentile system. On page 8 here we have a character generation sequence list to help you quickly make your post-apocalyptic characters. Well, we plan to do a video on character creation. Right now I just want to do a quick overview of part 1. Basically you roll your D100, you get your trait value, and here are what the trait value modifiers mean in game turns. Then you roll based on your character's type to determine your cast. Your cast has certain modifiers and skills applied to it, as well as random skills. And there's a brief section on character cast descriptions and the benefits to each of those. You can roll your character's weight and height, hand dominance, swimming ability, your age. Character types in the Mutant Epoch Hub rules include pure stock humans, bioreplicas, clones, transhumans, cyborgs, ghost mutants, mutants, and bestial humans. There are 33 bestial human types, and they can be rolled randomly, or if the GM allows, players could pick. Briefly flipping through. In the Outland system, which the Mutant Epoch uses, levels are called ranks. Each rank is equivalent to about 2 levels in other games. Going up in rank increases the character's endurance, which is like hit points, their strike value, as well as skills and random rank gain bonuses based on the character's type. There's a large section on skills starting on page 36, including barter, climbing, disguise artist, dodge, driver, robotic arts, forgery, gambler, grapple, gunslinger, gunsmithing, junk crafting, which is covered extensively, knife fighting, knife thrower, lying, medic, navigate by stars, negotiating, picking locks, pickpocket, pilot, relic knowledge, riding, sniper skill, stealth, technicians of various sorts, including the biotechnician, chemical technician, computer technician, electrical technician, mechanical technician, robotics technician, and then we get on to the other skills, including tracking and the unarmed combat styles of either brawling or martial arts, and wilderness survival and weapon expert. Page 58, we come to the mutation determination tables. There are 91 prime mutations out of 111 mutations included in this book, including many flaws and minor mutations. Let's just take a look at some of these. Most have their own illustration. Minor mutations are those that usually add a little color to each character. They may be somewhat of a flaw, but are usually benefit or just simply cosmetic. Flaw mutations, which not all mutants start with, can often be quite debilitating, including various birth defects, faulty immune systems, intense allergies, and visual disorders and such. Then we get into implants on page 84. Starting cyborg characters start with 1 or 2 offensive and 1 or 2 defensive implants, and 1 to 3 miscellaneous implants. Let's take a look at these. Implants include such things as alloy razor claws, antitoxin arrays, armor enhancements, artificial hearts, grappling hooks, hover jets, optical enhancements, manipulator tendrils, shoulder turrets, stun inhibitor units, self-destruct mode, and the most common, weapon arm. Page 93 begins a section on character outfitting, including an extensive list on trade goods and their prices in silver coins. Then on page 96 we get into starting packs. And back during character generation, the character's pre-game cast determines how wealthy or how well equipped he or she was. You can allow characters to buy stuff, but using starting packs is a lot quicker. Page 99 shows the Archaic Weapons listing. Now these includes cut and thrust weapons as well as things that are locally made, including muskets. Page 100 shows the Relic Weapons listing, covering bayonets, razor swords, shotguns, survival rifles, assault rifles, flame units, all the way up to laser weapons. On page 101 is the armor listing, which shows the armor type, its defense value, the movement penalty, if any. Part 2 of the book covers gameplay, including time and game sequence, movement, initiative, and combat rules, with page 105 covering potential critical strikes and fumbles, and strike value modifiers for such things as cover, moving while shooting, and using one's offhands. The next few pages offer combat options and resolution, including meat shields, parrying, and cold shots. Also in this section we look at morale and its effects on gameplay, injury, stun damage and death, healing, chase rules. Over on page 117 we begin part 3, hazards. Here we have a hazard check table. It's very similar to a savings and roll table in other games. Characters in the Mutant Epoch will be exposed to a wide range of hazards, besides just enemies and monsters. Such hazards include traps, drowning, suffocation, blindness, thirst and starvation, hypothermia, falling, poison, narcotics and alcohol, pockets of radiation, insanity, and of course, diseases. Part 4 covers encounters and all the common terrain types. Encounter tables have supplemental lists too, covering such things as encounters with robots, androids, and typical humans. Here on page 137 we have a very useful table covering all the typical human types. At part 5 we end up in the bestiary section. Let's take a closer look. We have alligators, assorted bats, bears, birds, cats, cattle, dogs, fish, something called a Drader Cack, sort of mutant frogs, a giant creature, ogre-like creature called the Garnock, Horlify, an assortment of horses, insects, table 1A and 1B. Then we get into an assortment of mutant lizards. Page 164, we have moaners, narcana, pit slimes, and then move right into mutant plants, including bloodweed, constriction vines, dart mushrooms, jaw plants, saw trees, paler bushes, and green walkers. There they are. Rats from normal, gutter, giant, aberrant, and bipedal rats. Then the reptilius, which are the lizard men of this world. Followed soon after by an assortment of freakish scorpions, sharks, and then the much hated skullox. And we look at snakes, spiders, Urcelia, and the wormworts, and a range of wolves, and of course worms, including the colossal jaw worm shown here. Part 6 covers robots and androids. Now these machines can occur as both loot items as well as adversaries. This book includes household robots, industrial construction robots, industrial repair robots, medibots, pocket bots, police robots, light combots, heavy combots, and spider bots. As far as androids go, they are usually the servants of the mecha, and in the hub rules are not considered player characters. Adventurers will meet concubine models, household, service industry, clerical technicians, industrial, combat, heavy combat, advanced combat, and commander models. All of them very dangerous. Part 7 we get into the relics. Each relic is illustrated. A wide assortment of weapons including slingshots, bladed boomerangs, razor swords, chainsaws, crossbows, harpoon guns, pump shotguns, assault shotguns, pistols, semi-automatic weapons, 22 caliber, high caliber pistols, survival rifle, assault rifles, sniper rifles, 50 caliber weapons, rocket launchers, grenade launchers, and then there's the howitzers, flame units, stun sticks, and an assortment of laser weapons, including the laser sword, mini laser, wrist laser, laser carbines, and laser rifles, as well as laser cannons. Next to weapons, Relic Armor is probably the next most sought after artifact out there. The Mutant Epoch includes junk armor, scrap, ballistic vests, sports padding, ride armor, bomb squad armor, as well as powered armors. Other relics include protective gear, explosives, military accessories. Here too you'll find high-tech devices such as beacon locator units, communicator wristwatches, proximity detector systems, solar generator units, field medical kits, substance readers, along with the much sought-after antitoxin injector. There's also a section on power sources, ammo relics, illumination relics, optics, as well as relic vehicles. A massive selection of tables are found on Part 8. These include weapon classifications and valuable classifications. Tucked in on page 210 are the relic determination tables. These are broken down by low rank, mid rank, and high rank. Let's just flip through these really quickly. Very useful, time-saving tables for the game master. Also included in this book is a D100 treasure table. And then moving on, we get into Part 9, the appendices. We have a metric conversion table, online resources, Society of Excavators, and a word from the author. In Appendix 3, we have common vehicles of the Mutant Epoch. Now this includes airships. Airships are one of the safest ways to travel. Appendix 4 covers scrap vehicles, including ultralights, biplanes, bikes, motorcycles, cars, trucks, armored cars, light tanks, and even a gunboat. Appendix 5 covers barding. Appendix 6 covers New Era, Archaic Artillery, and Siege engines. Appendix 7 covers adventure crafting and game master tips. Now this is some pretty small type, may only need to be read once, if at all, by an experienced game master. Then we're drawing to the end of the book. Here you'll find useful sheets to either print out if you have the PDF, download from our website, or just photocopy right from the book. You have the grid sheet here, a hexagon sheet, standard character sheet, the game master's character and campaign reference sheet, and finally a set of cut and glue together polyhedron dice. The index concludes the book, and keep in mind that if you have the PDF, you just have to click on one of these entries and it'll take you to the page where it's found. The Mutant Epoch Hub Rules is $27.99 for the print book and $12.99 for the PDF. It's also available in mail order and PDF bundles. You can learn more about the Mutant Epoch at www.mutantepoch.com.